Josh, am I still too high?
No, you're perfect. Just get that microphone a little closer. Now you can't hear anything because you probably pushed the mute button by accident. And now you're back.
Usually you are too high, but this time.
Nope, you're muted. Is it red around the...
Now it's
yes,
good.
You're
Now it's
good.
good.
There we go.
That mute button, don't...
I gotta tell you, it's like Pavlov's dog. I get so endorphin-y when you guys give me a compliment saying nice to me. I'm like, oh.
I'm not even sure that was a compliment. We're just telling you that you pushed the mute button.
Like, good boy.
You did something well.
That is ridiculously low here.
Stay, good boy.
You turned your mic on. You did it.
Yeah, this is true.
Dave with the suit, ice in his veins. Josh cracking jokes, never mundane. Omar wild card, twisting your brain. Together they roll, FTS the name. Life's petty props, kick to the curb. Dave got the logic, never disturbed. Josh with the punchline, sharp like a verb. Omar the eccentric, slick like an herb. Friends talking shop, never gonna stop. Solving life's troubles while they spit and they bop. FTS crew, climbing to the top. Three homies chilling, yeah, they making the crop. Dave sees the ship.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FTS podcast, Friends Talking Shop. We're at episode 82, right on the heels of the NFL playoffs.
Yes.
And I do have to say, the Ravens, the Packers, and the Eagles are all in the playoffs once again.
All in it.
And
We clearly made a deal with the devil.
that's right. Although I think two teams are trending up and one is trending down. We don't need to get into specifics. But happy New Year, guys.
Yes, Happy New Year. Our first show of 2025. Exciting.
Allahu Akbar.
Jeez.
Are you just trying to lose us viewers?
Hey, to be clear, we are a non-denominational
We are
show.
non-denominational.
That's true. That's right.
Yeah.
We're
Not-
also
not
often
individually.
non-funny. Well.
Yes. So individually, we're denominational.
Denominational.
But together,
Together it's a
we're
wash.
Yes.
All the
whatever.
gods cancel each other out together.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm your host, Dave, and I'm looking forward to doing episode 82 with you all. And I'm with my two other hosts, as I usually am, and we're all in kind of different locations. I guess Josh is not, but we'll introduce you first, Josh. Josh, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing this week?
I'm good. I'm of course in the city of brotherly love, the second-seeded Philadelphia Eagles. I'm good. We saw. I wanted to tell you guys and get this kind of was a topic, but it's not because it's real quick. But my family, the four of us, because my kids are home or were home for break from college, and we decided let's do something together as a family because they're always going out and about with their friends and doing whatever. My wife forced them in for a night. So we all went out for a nice dinner, and then we went and saw Wicked because we all wanted
Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, go on.
Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. We wanted to see Wicked. So we went and booked the tickets for Wicked, went to the show.
What is that? Is that like a Boston
Yes.
play?
No, that's Wicked Awesome.
Is it Wicked
That was
Smart?
playing in the theater next door. Wicked Awesome.
Got it.
Yeah. Wicked is just Wicked. The Wicked Awesome is by the Dunkin' Donuts.
That's right.
So we go into the theater. And by the way, I don't know how theaters are surviving anymore because this was a Saturday night. I think it was a Friday night or a Saturday night. I can't remember now. It was last weekend. And we were the only ones in the theater.
Really?
For Wicked.
How many weeks was it out?
I don't know. This was last week. So how long's it been out?
Oh, it's been a while.
It's been out for a little bit, but there was really nobody in the concession stand, and they have like, I don't know, 18 screens in this place that we went to, and I'm like, where the hell are all the people? So I don't know how these places are surviving. But
Wait, this is a movie theater or is it like a play?
no, the movie theater. Wicked's a Broadway musical, but that's not. We went to see the movie, with Ariana Grande. You know that.
So you're wearing a baseball cap.
No, I'm not
100%.
wearing a baseball because we went to a nice dinner before, so I did not wear a baseball cap.
Do you think that you've been a good sartorial sort of guy for your son? How he dresses in his entering his adolescence.
My son is going a different direction. He's now wearing baggy pants. I don't know why he's into that, but he's into that, and he's almost like he wants to dress a little like skateboardish. Does that make sense? Like a skateboarder type of guy, but not fully. So he's like 30% in onto that.
What's the top? Is he wearing a wife beater?
No. Although that's funny. We had our family. We have a family Hanukkah party every year, and we have a swap, and that's where I brought it to our company one, Dave. But one of the gifts that was opened up was a pack of wife beaters. I'm like, who put this in there? It's bizarre. Turned out it was my son. Anyway, so Wicked, we're the only ones in the theater. We're like, oh, this is great. So we put our feet up. We're like, okay, this is wonderful, and this is going to be a treat. And then two women walk in, and they sit literally in front of us. Now, you do, when you buy the tickets, you do get assigned seats, right? But
you pick your seats.
You pick your seats, right?
Yeah.
But our seats were like, oh, this is a little too close. We thought we picked, because you're picking them on a computer screen. So you're like, I don't know how far away this is. It seems like it's far enough, but whatever. And so we're like, oh, we'll move back. So we moved back beyond the breakage into the center of the theater. And these people, they sat right in front of us. And then two more women walked in, two girls, actually. They were definitely, I don't know, teens. They sat right behind us. Empty theater. And so I'm looking, I said to my wife, I'm like, what is going on here? I thought we were getting punked. You know, it was one of those like, hey, let's just.
Were they talking?
Yes. Through the
singing.
Through the no. Through the previews, the girls behind us, the younger girls behind us, were talking quite a bit in the previews. And so I said, I got to move. And so I got up and moved. Now, my wife thought that was weird. She said, don't just stay here. Just move. I go, it's an empty theater. I don't know these people. I don't care. Why should I sit sandwiched between two people, two sets of people when I don't have to? So I just moved over to the end of the row. So I wasn't in between the two groups that sat in front and behind us. It was just weird. Would you have done that?
But you have rows between you.
No.
It's not like they block your view.
It's not about blocking the view. It's they were talking behind us, and I thought, if this carries into the actual show, the real movie, I'm going to be pissed. I don't think it did, but I was far enough away because I went to the end of the row next to my son. But the people in front of us, they were fine, but I don't need that. I want to put my foot up. My foot was up before they started coming in the theater. So I put my feet
Your
up.
theaters seem small to me. Like the theaters that I saw Wicked as well.
Right.
And you could put your, it's an electric chair, your feet rest goes up,
no,
you tilt back. Like you've got, it's like a
theater.
couch.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, David, you're wrong there. Biden pardoned the people who are on death row. So there's no electric chair.
I was wondering where you're going with that. That took a long way to get there, and it was unfortunately not a great destination. But
yes,
the journey. It's the journey.
The journey was awful. The journey was worse.
Yeah. The journey was also awful.
Yes. Would you have moved? You would have moved, right? No.
Well, I can't picture your theater. The theaters that I go to in St. Louis, you're in your seat. The person who sits next to you feels like they're a couch away.
Okay, but think
the seats are huge now.
Think about the old theaters. I mean, it's not an old theater, but just it was in a smaller room. I think because it was on two different screens, and so we chose this. I don't know why we chose a smaller because I think because of the time. The time worked for us with our dinner, and so it was like it wasn't a big theater, but it was like a normal one. I mean, it had you had a little bit of recline, but it wasn't like you put your feet up. So it was normal rows, like old school normal row theater. You would move then, right?
I'm not going to answer your question because I am upset with your premise. I will not go to a movie theater that's small like that. The movie theater I have to go. If I'm going to go to a movie, it's going to be on the
gigantic land.
Is it the Lazy Boy Cinema?
You live in Philadelphia.
We have those.
There are theaters that are like humongous. Yes. The screens are good. The sound is good. Listen, it sounds like you're going to like a mom and pop operation.
I'm going to fill you in. First of all, it was an IMAX theater. Although this one wasn't an IMAX. So it was Regal. So Regal, it's a big name in theaters, right?
Okay.
We said we want to see Wicked. I hit the thing and said, show me Wicked. That's the time I want. Bought 4 tickets.
Oh,
that's how it went.
I research.
No, I didn't research at all.
Do you know there's one called like X Screen where they actually extend the movie to the sides?
Yeah,
so
I know.
That you're
listen, had that been an option, I would have chosen it, but that was not. It was old school. We're showing Wicked. I mean, it was still stadium, theater where it was much better than what it used to be.
Oh, good. It wasn't
years ago.
A flat floor.
There was still Cinemuck on the floor, but besides that, that was it.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
but
I would not move unless I could.
I can't believe you wouldn't move. It was empty, but us and these two sets of women. Omar, would you move?
I wouldn't move. I would spill something on them intentionally.
What? That's aggressive.
You could do the coughing or sneezing.
That's aggressive. Yeah.
Get them to move, right?
Yeah.
Do the COVID move. You could do that.
Well, the woman in front was coughing, and I think that added to my whole thing. But it was really the girls behind us. Yeah, it was really the girls behind us. They were talking. And
now, let me ask you this: when you saw the movie, did you cry?
No, I didn't cry. Did you cry when you saw it?
Yeah, I did.
Here's,
I did kind of.
Here's the thing with
Yep.
Wicked, and I don't want to ruin it for anyone who hasn't seen it. But Wicked is a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. Am I correct? Yes?
Yes, that's correct.
It's a prequel.
Yes.
Okay. Have you
Correct.
seen it, Omar?
No.
Okay.
No.
How can you have a prequel to a dream? The Wizard of Oz was Dorothy's dream. It didn't actually happen. She wakes up at the end. It was a dream. So you can't have a prequel to a dream.
Oh, wait a second. Maybe the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. That's how it came to be, was in her dream.
Okay, you're not getting this.
Plus, I think there is some people that would say it heavily suggests it's a dream because he looks like Scarecrow. He looks like, right? But it doesn't come out and say it's a dream.
She wakes up at the end and she's in the house that supposedly was lifted up by the twister.
Yeah.
By the tornado. So if the house wasn't lifted up with a tornado, then it was obviously a dream.
Can we just go back to something that Josh said about and this has been going on for half an hour.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
He had to drop in calling Philadelphia the city of brotherly love.
That's what it is.
Like that's ridiculous. That's like me saying that Los Angeles is the city of angels.
Well, listen,
right? Or that Paris is a city of light where they have rude service and there's no angels in all LA. They're all crackheads, right?
So, yeah, that's true. Brotherly love is a stretch.
It's like calling a bald guy curly.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
That's what it is.
I think
it's
David,
irony.
I think we should start a petition starting right here, right now. We should take that moniker away from Philadelphia. It doesn't deserve it.
It should be the city of
it
batteries
should
at Santa.
It should go to, if I could think of a city in Wisconsin right now, I would say
Milwaukee. Can't think of
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's where Happy Days was.
That's the city of drill bits.
They call it the Cream City.
Is that what they call it? The Cream City?
Yeah, that's so you'll yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Sounds like
I'm not touching that one. Yeah.
Worse than brotherly love? Come on.
That is way worse.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what they call it. Yeah. I feel like there's something I'm missing. So let's go back to Wiki. Can we go back? No,
no. Let's not go back to that. I just want to know if you'd move. My wife thought it was a little much that I moved, but I'm like, I'm not.
It's a bit much.
There's zero reason for me to sit here. Zero. And I'm not insulting anybody.
I would have 1,000% moved. I would have been.
Why not?
I would have scoffed.
Listen, if you're one of those women, you walk in and you go, oh, our seats are right in front. I would go, I'll just sit in the row in front of that one.
But there was a chance that once the movie started playing, they would all stop talking.
Well, talking, yes, but you still feel sandwiched. I don't need to be. I want to put my feet up. I could put my feet up on the row in front of me.
It's sandwiched.
Not
sandwiched.
Sandwiched. What am I saying?
And he also said prequel in a weird way too.
Prequel.
So there's a lot going on right now.
Prequel.
Speech.
Our listeners should know Josh.
Sabotage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for that opening, Josh.
Yeah, there you go.
My other host is Omar. Omar, how are you doing? It looks like you're in a new location as well.
At my family's house in Maryland. It's snowing. I came into this knowing it was coming, and I didn't want to come. But I think that if you're related to someone by blood, sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do.
Yeah, that's how life works.
That's how you. That's my way of showing love. But I want to be able to explain to them what I'm sacrificing by being in this cold weather.
When did you get there?
Last night, right before
the storm. How much? How much snow did you guys get?
8 inches so far.
Oh my God!
I'm not leaving my house. DoorDash still works, by the way.
Yeah, but are you going to have to shovel? Are you going to be on the shoveling committee?
Oh no, my niece did it. She has a snowblower.
There you go.
Miles went out there with her. I hadn't been outside.
Oh, okay. All right. So no one's looking at you and asking you to grab a shovel.
I would never do it. If I had a house with a driveway with it snow, I outsource that stuff. Listen, trickle down economics.
I used a snowblower today.
Did you?
I heard you blow at a few things today, but go on.
Oh boy, unbelievable. Are you done?
So I'm in Maryland.
Yeah.
Right. And so we don't spend too much time on the moving thing, but Florida is off the table. I was there for a week.
Oh, this is so just to refresh everyone's memory, this was your topic the last 2 podcasts.
Yeah, I forgot.
About when you're going to move, and you're going to extend it to a third.
I'm not doing Florida anymore. It'll be New York or Dallas.
Okay.
I'm going to rent a little bit. But I was in Florida recently at my best friend's house, and I love them very much, but living there could be a little complicated for a variety of reasons. But when I'm there, I drive their cars, right? And so something happened, and I realized So I don't know if you guys remember this. Like 15, 20 years ago, I had I bought a motorcycle. Remember this?
Yes.
So I bought for our audience, I bought a motorcycle is a motorized vehicle. It's a motorized bicycle. And I bought a vintage one, BMW 1967.
Yeah.
It's called an R67. Beautiful, like naked bike, like it's just out of a museum.
It was quite a hog.
Quite a hog.
Quite a
Beautiful.
hog.
I had no idea how to drive it. And learning how to drive is a whole nother story.
By the way, you've just revealed that you are not a biker when you said drive it. You ride a motorcycle. You don't drive a motorcycle.
I had no idea how to ride it or drive it.
Yeah.
But I eventually learned. But the reason why I bought it is why? Well, I wanted to attract the opposite sex.
Yes.
Right? Clearly. But I realized once I was driving it or riding it or whatever, that the only people who were talking to me were old men, who probably, it's like
who loved your hog.
Who probably saw Led Zeppelin play live. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I guess I enjoyed it. But at any rate, so my bestie's car, she has a Porsche Cayenne.
Oh yeah.
Right. But
SUV.
It is a custom color. It is pink.
Are you kidding me?
Pink, like hot pink.
Yeah.
Right.
And you were driving that around?
Metallic pink. And I'm driving that around, and I've driven around before. Been 3 years, and I realized something.
Yep.
That whenever I drive it, I have women come up to me all the time.
Yeah, because they want a gay best friend.
And say how much they
gonna say that. Just gonna say that. You're unthreatening.
Yeah. Because you're very approachable in a pink car.
Right.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't want nothing from
This
me.
guy's not gonna roofie me.
Oh, maybe there is a flaw in this.
Yes.
idea.
You didn't think through this, did you?
Well, the idea was that I wanted to make pink the next black or next camouflage for men. But you're right. Between that and my colored nails, probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
Did they want to go see Wicked with you? I bet you they did.
That's correct. That's right.
Yeah. So that was one thing. And then so that was a big thing for me. And then I also just another small thing is I realized that shopping with them, I took the kids shopping. It was such a long day with the mall with the kids. Oh my, this is pre-Christmas, by the way.
You went to the mall with the kids. Oh, not since you got to Maryland because of the snowstorm. You're talking
correct. This is pre-Christmas. This is the same trip in Florida.
Got it.
I threw all 5 kids to four. The Brinkston's too young.
Oh,
to come.
right, your friends' kids.
And I bought them, a lot of stuff at different stores.
I'm sure.
Lots of
Those
bags.
kids are young too, right?
They're between Brinkston's 3, but the rest are between 5 and 10.
And you personally, just you, took all those kids.
Yep.
By yourself.
Yep.
To the mall.
Yeah.
A crowded mall right before the Christmas holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your friend let you do that.
Well, don't ask me how many I brought back. But yes. But my point is, I realized something when I was walking around this fancy mall.
You realized you didn't want kids?
I realized I wanted an electric scooter for one thing.
Yeah.
Right. But was that these fancy stores like Louis Vuitton and Hermes and whatever, they sell luggage.
They do.
Who buys that luggage?
The Kardashians.
Because I don't understand how they have a business. Because if you're buying a $5,000 piece of luggage, when are you going to use it? Only if you fly private. How many people fly? I don't know anyone who flies private.
First of all, you do know people who fly private. That's a complete lie.
Maybe. Not many.
But you know people. The second part is they buy it because it's a status symbol. And
but they don't use it.
What do you mean they don't use it?
Who's going to check in a luggage? A Louis Vuitton luggage.
Oh, you're talking like big bags, like check-in, like oh my god! Can you imagine seeing that come out of the carousel, the luggage carousel?
Banging around.
Banging around. Yeah,
but even like let's make it a little even to carry on. I've seen someone with a really nice bag. You guys have?
Yeah, I've seen people with like Chanel bags. Yeah, luggage, like carry on, like a roller bag. I've seen that. I haven't.
Chanel doesn't make.
You know what I mean? I don't know that. I'm not you. I'm not driving pink. I'm not driving pink SUVs.
Why did you say that with such venom? I'm not you.
Well,
by the way, this is the problem between Muslims and Jews, right there.
It is.
You see what this happens?
They identify luggage differently.
Came out of nowhere. Yeah, it was bound to happen.
It's the other L word.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. All right, how are you, Dave?
I'm doing good. I'm not in St. Louis. I'm in Jacksonville Beach, Florida.
Nice.
So I
Very
have
nice.
gone to Florida that you've ditched, Omar. So I'm here.
And you missed your
And,
snowstorm back at home.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
well
I'm
done.
watching. I can see on my security cameras and stuff. I can see how much we're getting, and it's just wonderful. Which, by the way, my daughter is still back there, and she has to go to her first day of her internship is tomorrow. So I need someone to shovel our driveway.
Yeah.
And our landscaper people they have a service that they'll
They'll do it.
I remember thinking it was expensive because I thought it rarely snows. And sometimes when I did it one year, that we had 3 inches of snow.
Oh, you mean you prepay for the season?
For the whole season.
And it doesn't matter how many times it snows, they're going to clear it. And if it snows 0, you get nothing back.
I remember thinking it's barely a dusting. They're out there and they're charging me now big bucks to show my driveway, right?
Yep,
so I was like, I'm not doing that, so I canceled it. Well, I need them to do it because apparently we have no friends, or we won't want to ask friends in St. Louis to do it.
Yeah.
So I called them up and I said, remind me what the service, the charge, what you do.
Yeah.
This is what they do. They say if it snows an inch or more and it's not going to melt they don't think it'll melt in the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
They'll do my driveway for $200 a pop.
Oh my God, that's a ripoff.
Is it that, Omar?
That's
You're a spender. My driveway is not small, or not. It's not small, but it's not a huge one either. It's not a circular.
Is it on a pitch? Is it? I can't remember.
No, it's very reasonable.
Yeah.
And plus they have trucks and plows.
So what is it? What the fuck? Is it on a pitch?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
An angle? Is it steep?
What are you, a fucking farmer? Who talks like this?
Pitch?
Pitch?
Yeah.
That is true. I knew what you meant.
That's what the Europeans call their soccer fields, pitches. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not on a soccer field. Yeah. It's not on an angle.
Wait, so what was the question, Dave? Is that a reasonable price?
$200 if it's an inch or more.
That's half a haircut for Omar. So that's really it's going to be a tough judge on that one.
Look, I'm about who are you ultimately, where's that money going to?
What do you mean, where's it going to?
It's going to our landscaper.
Yeah.
And is it run by it's
a small business. No, it's not.
Well, are they, hold on a second. Are they legal?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a little high.
That's true. I have someone that does my yard work that is questionable legal status. I'm not quite sure. And I would be very happy because I would like to support his family. So
I don't even think that's where he was going, Dave, because he said that's too high when you said it was legal and it's a legit business. So if it was illegitimate, was that not too high?
Well, I thought you were saying, would you want to support
Dave's
someone?
Actually picking up where
I'm not picking up what you're saying.
Oh yeah. See, there's two of us who are altruistic in our thinking. There's one who is a dirty, rotten scoundrel.
Yes.
He was saying,
I don't understand.
If it's someone that needs the money, pay the money, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I got it.
But if it's like a small business, that's
I want the Philadelphia way. If it's someone who's illegitimate, they're trying to screw you.
Yeah. Well, this is a small business. They don't need. I'm sure they do just fine.
Yeah.
That's why they're charging $200.
They're just racy, just fine.
They're just racy, just fine.
Did you get that, Omar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you did. But so $200, but you are really in a tough position because you have to get someone immediately, and it has to be done because your daughter can't do it herself.
Why isn't your daughter doing it?
Well,
it's too much. 8 inches?
It's a bit much for a single person. It's heavy snow.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Wait, hold on. Wait a sec. Are you even allowed to say that anymore?
Heavy snow?
Yeah, maybe it's big boned. Number one.
Yes, why don't you just throw some Ozempic on it and wait till it goes away?
Yeah, I don't think we have the time. And the after effects is not good. So, yes, my strategy is I'm signing up and I'm going to cancel.
Right, but you're still going to cost you $200.
Well, I'll do it once. I think I paid $200 for this snow.
Yeah, you're going to have
like
to.
8 inches or 9 inches or something.
Yeah.
But then they're going to be around, inch of snow, and they're going to be shoveling it, and it's $200.
Oh, so I don't understand. Why don't you already have someone to do this for you?
I thought I did, but my landscaping person was like, "No, it's probably too much snow." So maybe he's doing okay. He's not as poor.
He doesn't
as
want to do it. Nah.
You, my friend, need the incentive aligner.
Oh, jeez. So
you need to align incentives.
Yeah.
Why do you want to be scrambling every winter?
It's not scrambling.
I don't know if I have well, I haven't made the time to find out who's out there that can be aligned with my interests. So I figured
Listen,
that
what would Jesus do?
He's never seen snow.
that's a great question.
Lived in the desert.
You know,
there's no snow.
I have no answer for that
Bethlehem?
question. What would Jesus do in this place? Would
He'd find a neighborhood boy.
give to the rich? Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he'd turn the snow into wine, and then it would just melt off the driveway.
Turn it
Why
into
couldn't he
water.
do that?
That'd be a great,
Why could if you can turn what snow is just water? It's just another
Great
form
vineyard.
of water, right?
great vineyard. It would already be chilled.
He
Yep,
he could turn
right.
that right in the wine. Boom, problem solved. Now, if you're on well water, it's going to be a problem because now you got wine seeping into your water.
True.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe
Yeah,
he
it's
could do something
stained.
about that. I'm not sure. I haven't read that
White
whole
wine,
book.
maybe.
Um,
Well, should we start the episode?
yes, can I ask you something real
Yep.
quick before we do? So they make you sign up for the whole thing.
Yeah,
this
so that
one.
was
Yeah,
it.
Of
Yep.
course, they got
Yep.
you. Yeah.
So I think the loophole is
Yeah.
sign up and cancel.
If you can, unless the fine print says you have to commit for a year.
I've not signed anything.
All right. There you go.
Maybe even better is to have them do it and then say, no, I changed
I changed my mind. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
exactly.
put snow back.
Yeah, put the snow back. I want my snow back on my driveway. I don't care where you took it.
That's
Put
right.
it back.
They
I
probably
had
would.
a really interesting
That'd be funny.
list thing that Dave. I want to send. I was going to say it, but I almost want Dave to do it.
What are you talking about?
Wait,
We're
that's-
talking
I
about
have-
for our topics. Like,
Yeah, but we haven't started that yet. He's
I
about
know. My point is, we're getting to that
to.
point.
Yes.
Right. And like, I think Dave is the one that should be doing the
He
list.
does lists. He does a lot of lists. But why
I've
don't you
done
do
lists.
what
I've
you
done
want to
lists a lot.
do? And then,
But the listing is very good. It's actually the 10 most searched words
Okay,
of last
do you
year.
see what you're doing?
Fascinating.
I'm going to ask you to stop because we haven't even broached the whole. He's got to give him all the information, and you decided just to crowbar in your topic before.
No, it's Dave's topic.
No, you're usurping Dave's power as host. That's what you did.
Yeah, I feel awful.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
And I'm insulted that you don't think my topics are good enough.
Yeah, well, that's basically what he's saying
I'm saying
as well.
that you own the list. I sent it to you, by the way,
For a
David.
guy who's used the
Good.
same topic two podcasts in a row, I suggest you keep these in your back pocket for when you might need them.
I'll look at the list.
There you
I'll look
go.
at the
Well
list.
played.
Maybe
There you
that'll
go.
be my next
Well
time.
played.
There you go.
Look forward. That's a tease for episode 83. All right. Well, let's start 82. If you've never listened to us before, I don't know how you've got this far.
Yeah, that's right.
But we are a podcast about kind of general nonsense that goes on in our lives. We each come to the podcast with a topic that we've not discussed before. We discuss it with each other and we try and figure things out, sort life through, get Omar a date. All kinds of things happen when we come up with our topics. So first, before we jump into our topics, we'd love to hear from you. So if you want to send us an email, our email is friends@fts.media.
Yep.
If you'd like to check us out on our website, we're at friendstalkingshop.weebly, WEEBLY.com. And then we're also on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Friends Talking Shop. I'm sure you'll find us if you type that in. We are hitting record number every time someone new
Records for us,
listens.
at least.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. So
Yeah.
hitting new highs every new listener that we get. So we look forward to hearing from you and downloading our stuff. All right, well, let's begin with our topics. I'll start with you, Josh. What's your topic this week?
Okay. So, as you guys know, I'm a junk TV connoisseur.
Whoa, wait. Wait, hold a second. This is too easy. Just please take the TV out. You're just a junk connoisseur. Whether it's your diet, whether it's your friend circle, whether it's your methods of exercising,
You're in my friend circle.
whether it's the TV shows that you consume, right? Or quite frankly, the movie theater seats you pick, right?
Yeah.
It's all related.
It's all
As
junk.
soon as you said that, Josh, Omar jumped
He did.
to attention.
He got
Like,
very
that
excited.
was to hit right in
He
his
got
sweet
very
spot of what he
excited.
wanted to say.
Yeah,
there.
he got
Man,
very
I've
excited.
never seen him act so fast.
He had a bullet and he loaded it really fast. It's well done. It's well played. Okay, so I'm a junk connoisseur, if that's where you want to go. But in the TV realm, let's focus in that area of expertise,
fair.
as you both know. And so I watch a lot of reality TV and stuff. And what I've noticed is that reality TV now has taken a turn, and it's now just people filming their work. That's all it is. Most reality shows now, I noticed, and I don't watch any of these, by the way. This is what's crazy about this. I have in the past on some of them here and there, but never consistently. It's just about people's occupations now. You're just watching people's occupations. You're watching them do their job. Parking Wars, you ever hear that one? They just follow.
Okay.
They follow parking cops, and they put boots on cars, and they give tickets. And Dirty Jobs, Dirty Jobs. Deadliest Catch is about people doing crab fishing out in the who knows where in the ocean. Cops is an old one that started it all, I think. Wicked Tuna, Big Timber, Ice Road Truckers, Cake Boss. I'm only naming a few here. LA Fire and Rescue, that's obvious. Miami Inc. There's a show called Airport where they literally just show you the international terminal at an airport. That's it. Gold
With
Rush.
storylines?
What's that?
Who are they following?
I don't know. I've never seen it, but I know it exists.
Do you think that that Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is applicable to any or all of these?
I'd like you to. I know what it is, but for the crowd,
Yeah,
the
I
audience,
do too.
Yeah, Dave and I both know what it is.
right.
But why don't you tell the audience what the Heisenberg principle is?
It's based on the molecular scientist Heisenberg, who looked at atoms through a microscope and determined that there was a high probability that the act of simply looking at the atoms, which are the smallest particles, I think,
sure,
it affects their behavior. So looking or involving yourself at observing anything affects the behavior of those that you're actually observing.
Yeah. Okay, so what does this have to do with these reality shows?
Well, is it really reality?
Okay, you know what? I mean, it's amazing how fast you can derail something. It's remarkable. It's really remarkable. Anyway,
just wanted to let people know you know the Heisenberg principle.
Yeah, that's what you wanted to do.
I love saying that.
You looked up the Heisenberg principle today.
I knew it.
And said, I am going to get this on the podcast.
Listen, the Gelman amnesia effect is also awesome.
You've talked about the Gelman effect in a previous podcast,
I was saying,
by the way.
Yeah,
anyway.
It really does. Does it help you with the ladies too, with the principles?
No.
Nothing is hotter than a dude in a pink car talking about scientific theory.
Yeah, nothing except for a dude talking about crypto.
It's irresistible. Irresistible. Anyway, so look, there's 1,000 of these shows.
Yeah.
There's so many of these shows where people are just watching people do their job.
Dave, is Josh about to pitch us an idea right now?
I'm not.
Oh, interesting.
I think
okay.
I feel a complaint coming on though.
You're gonna get one. Okay. So that's my brand. So here's the deal. So I've always kind of went, I am a junk connoisseur TV. So I watch this stuff, but this stuff I can't get into. It just doesn't.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. I watched a little Deadliest Catch originally when it started. Parking Wars I've seen a couple times. It's got something. The rest of it all sucks. Duck Dynasty, Lizard Lick Towing, about a towing company. There's a show about a family that just does towing. Who gives a shit? It's utterly ridiculous. And then I told you when we started our TikTok account, that's the first time I was ever on TikTok, and I started getting feeds, for my TikTok feed because I was maintaining our account. And I noticed there were a lot of people literally just having a live feed on them working, doing their job. And it was so bizarre. Like there's so many pizzerias and food trucks where they just have cameras set up and all you're doing is watching them serve food or make pizzas. It's so stupid. I'm thinking, who likes this stuff? But obviously there's something there. So here's where I'm going. I think we have now reached the apocalypse. Okay? And I'm going to tell you what happened. I found something even worse the other day on TV. Late night, I was up 2 a.m, and on ESPN, one of the ESPN channels. Okay? This is so much.
Can we take a guess on what this is?
Oh, please take a guess.
Dave, you want to go first?
It's the first time I've ever seen it, and it was just the other night.
Related? Can I just ask? It's sports related, right? ESPN.
It's ESPN.
Okay. All right. So
whether this is sports related is in the eye of the beholder. Go ahead. What do you think I stumbled upon? It was so jarring that I literally had to wake up my wife and say, "You have to see what's on TV. You have to see what they are showing on television right now." Go ahead. And you want to
Well, I was
fancy
going to go
guess?
with Pimple Popper, but
No, Pimple Popper's a
is
great
probably-
show. Great show.
I got it. People who either milk cows or help birth cows.
Okay, that's funny you say that. There is a show called Farm. I can't remember what it's called. It's called Farm something, and there is a show like that, but that's not what this was. Now think ESPN. What is ESPN? ESPN is sports, so they're not going to show a reality show. But this is related.
Okay.
This is related. So do the
people
math
shooting
on
baskets.
What's that?
People shooting baskets at a gym.
Nope.
What? What's that?
But that's not a bad guess.
Well, I'm
not
just
a bad
thinking
guess.
a mundane.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Because you're not going to guess it. Oh, you have another guess?
Pink paddleball court.
Okay. First of all, paddleball is a sport, and that is on ESPN.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Paddleball is a sport.
Oh no, not
You think
paddleball.
ping-pong?
I'm thinking of pickleball. Pickleball. Yeah,
Pickleball's
paddleball would be
ping-
something else. Yeah, that's a beach activity. You're right. No, this is what was on because you're never going to guess it.
Right.
And I'm not making this up. It was CBS Sports Network. I just looked at my notes. It was not ESPN, but same thing. CBS Sports Network. It's a sports network. Competition in West Palm Beach. What was the competition? It was the National Plumbing Championship.
Wow.
Listen to what I just said. The National Plumbing Championship. What was happening? I was watching plumbers install a hot water heater on a stage, and there was a color commentator and a play-by-play guy. And I'm not
Who could do it
making this
faster,
up.
I imagine, right?
It's who was doing it faster and who was doing it better. I'm not even sure because I watched it for way longer than I probably should have because I couldn't believe this was actually, I had to convince myself I wasn't dreaming, that I was actually awake watching two plumbers on a sports network race putting in water heaters.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Ready? You have a national plumbers contest, right?
Yeah,
but
that's what I just told you.
Wait. But it means they have to go into a set up bathroom where the toilet is clogged with feces.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd watch that.
And it smells really bad.
Well, yeah, that's feces.
And the plumbers are not allowed to wear a mask, right? And they have to use their wits.
Yeah, they
and sometimes the toilet explodes.
Yeah, this was called Fear Factor. They did this a while ago. Okay, so this show, though, and here's what's crazy. I was so perplexed by it that this was actually a thing. I put on the guide. I'm like, what is this called? So I went and pushed the guide, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the guide, and by the way, there's $20,000 prize for the winner here. For this,
okay.
And the guide, here's the craziest about the guide. The guide said it's the Plumbing National Championship. What is after the Plumbing National Championship, you might ask, on the guide? The Electrician National Championship. Now, I thought about DVRing that because I wanted to know what they were going to do. But that was next. So there's got to be a whole series of these.
I'm assuming there were lots of sponsors at these things.
I'm sure there were. It was 2 a.m. I was delusional, and I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. I'm watching two guys put in hot water heaters as a competition.
By the way, the worst part of this story, David, and David's thinking the exact same way I know that I am, is that Josh's poor wife
I know.
has to deal with this.
Right.
What is she dealing with?
In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Remember I said to you.
Sleeping sweet dreams.
She was
and
sleeping.
she's woken up to plumbing championship.
Yes, that's correct.
Poor woman.
Pa or po? Josh.
Powerful, I know. Well, for me, it's plumbing.
But here's the thing, Josh.
Yeah,
I don't
please.
think people watching this show are plumbers. So you
Yes,
asked
they
about
are.
the advertising.
They have to be.
You think? I don't think so. I think these shows are escapes for people. They want to do something that's different than their mundane lives, and they want to watch, something.
But they're not teaching you how to do it, Dave. It's not like the commentators are saying, "Oh,
it doesn't matter."
They're literally critiquing what he's doing. Oh, he's going to go with an elbow valve here, and he's going to. Oh, I can't believe he's going to solder it. This is unbelievable. Why would you solder that? That's what it was. It was as if it was an athlete on a field of play, and this was the sport was putting in a hot water heater. It was insane. It felt like it was being like it was a Borat, like it was like a phony, mockumentary, but it was real. It was real.
Well, I think it's weird.
We're done.
I'm thinking
we're done as a people.
target audience are for people. They like to watch people who are super efficient at things they don't know. That's like when you watch YouTube of people doing crafts or someone that's really good at washing a car or a house. I mean, people will watch that, right?
It's insane.
And
yeah, it's crazy.
It's not like people that are in the plumbing. I mean, the last thing people who are plumbers aren't going to watch who their best plumbers. Like that's not, no one knows who these people are. So it's not like
you don't think so. You don't
spectator sport.
You don't think the plumbers are watching it? You think it's people that? Oh, interesting. I thought it would be nothing but
people
plumbers.
That they appreciate some expertise of something that's foreign and different to them, and I think they find like, oh, solder, like I've heard that, and so they're watching someone super efficient.
I don't know because it was very it was not inviting. It was not exciting. It was not fun. It was some of the terminology I didn't even understand, and they were saying that there's judges watching the entire time. So if they do something wrong or they take a shortcut, they have to fix what they did.
Well, I'll show you a comparison. My wife's probably not going to appreciate me saying, but like I listen to a movie podcast that talk about TV shows and things that they like, and one is about this assassin, and everything he does in his assassin work is like I don't know what he's doing. I don't know.
Is this another reality show?
No, this is not a reality show. That I'd watch, and a hitman reality show. When's that coming on?
Yeah. But like how is he putting the gun together? How is he's on his computer, he's doing all this stuff, he's getting.
But it's a drama. It's meant to entertain. Here's the thing.
My podcast will say people that like competency porn, they'll call it.
Okay.
It's real competency.
Yeah.
I mean, these people are so competent at what they do that it's
I've seen that. I like that.
There's something soothing about it. It's like he's never making mistakes. He's just always doing well.
True.
I think that's what this is. The plumbers they're so good. And people are like, wow, he put a water heater together in 5 minutes.
Well, no one's doing that, by the way. The competition lasted a very long time. So it was, it was a long time you had to watch. I didn't even get to the end. I didn't even know who won because I was like.
How long did you watch it for?
Oh, probably, I don't want to admit, maybe 20 minutes.
It's people like you. Yeah, you're watching it.
It was way too long. And I was so tempted to tape the electrician one because I was dying to see it, but I'm like, no. I'm not.
That's I'm guessing this is for people that watch. It's people non-plumbers. This isn't for.
That's plumbers. A great comment, and I tend to think not, but maybe I'm wrong.
How many plumbers do you think there are in the greatest country in the world?
Thousands, tens of thousands. Tens of thousands. I don't know the answer.
Wait. Just to be clear, I'm talking about Pakistan.
Oh, Pakistan?
No.
There's seven. There's seven.
No, in the United States.
I know, tens of thousands. I don't know. What's your point? I have no idea.
You're saying, wait. With my point, David's one of his theses, not feces.
Right.
Was that the reviewers of the show are all plumbers?
I hear what you're saying.
There's 750,000.
That's how many?
The number I have is 482,700.
All right, so I was way off.
He just told me.
That's a lot of plumbers.
But you're not going to make a show.
Does that include all the liquid ones?
That's a good question. Those are plumbers, pipe fitters, and steam fitters.
Does Drano cost jobs? Oh my God, Drano's probably a job.
Plumbers hate Drano. I had this. I talked about this on the podcast. I had a clog in my kitchen sink, and I called a plumber, and I'm like, can't we just put? He couldn't figure it out. I'm like, can't we put Drano? He said, never use Drano. Drano's terrible. It ruins your pipe. No, it doesn't. And it works. By the way, it works. It works. Anyway, so that was. So
your wife mad?
No, my wife was mad. She couldn't believe it. She went right back to sleep. She looked up. She kind of popped up and went, "Oh my God, that's weird," and went back to sleep, which is kind of what I was going for. But I just feel like we've jumped the shark as a people now that we're making everything a competition. Everything is a competition now. Cooking's been a competition for a long time. I don't know how you can possibly have cooking as a competition, but they're making professions into sports now. And so I think we've jumped the shark, and I think this is the apocalypse. This is the sign of the apocalypse when we're watching plumbers compete on hot water heater installation.
I have one more theory.
Please.
We're going long on your topic.
We are.
My wife also, she's gotten into watching court cases on YouTube, like live court cases.
That's cool, though. Remember, People's Court started that.
Sure, that's right. And the People's Court is kind of like that. But I think partially that's because there's so many shows on Netflix and on Amazon and Disney and Max and all that stuff that people are sort of tired of drama. I think, like, if you want to get a half-hour comedy or an hour drama, there's so many to choose from. I think you're like, I want something different.
Okay, first of all, we got to stop this topic because we got to get to you guys before this podcast ends.
No, please, let's spend some more time talking about plumbing and reality television.
But that's
that theory. Be good, buddy.
That theory, Dave, could not be further from the truth. The reason why there's so many is because people want them. They want all these dramas.
Your explanation is the apocalypse?
Yes.
I think my
explanation here's my explanation. There are too many channels and there's too much time for broadcast.
Oversupply.
Yes.
They need content.
And they need content. That's why you watch Slippery Stairs. That's why all this crap on the Ocho. That's why Dodgeball's on the Ocho.
I would watch a show about Josh doing like mundane home chores.
That's what's happening right now. That's exactly these shows.
Anything Josh climbs, I would love to watch.
All right, let's get off this topic because we're running out of time here. And I want to hear what you guys
Omar,
have to say.
Let me hear your topic this week.
So my topic is around something that was fascinating. So I'm
I hope so.
I've begun to spend some time with somebody on the island.
Oh,
in Puerto Rico.
Is it a mermaid?
Well, kind of in some ways.
I knew it.
I'd known her for a while, and we sort of reconnected. And when I met her 3 years ago, she was,
a man,
very attractive.
Oh,
lesbian.
Right. She was lesbian. Okay,
correct. And so we reconnected sort of about 2 or 3 months ago, and she's like, "Hey, let's go out." And so we went out, and I said to her, I go, "Are you still a lesbian? How does this?"
That's an interesting
I don't know.
question.
I don't know how this works.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Yeah."
She answered, "Is this your car? Because you're in a pink car."
Yeah. And I go. She goes, "Well, yeah. Well, I have a girlfriend, who I'm, very very serious with.
Okay.
I haven't dated a guy in a long time,
right?
But I really wanted to, and when I met you a few years ago, so I kind of want to." I'm like, "So what does this mean?" She goes, "Well, I would still keep." She's open to me. They have an open relationship. At least she does.
Okay, as long as it's with a man, not with another woman. Okay.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And so she hasn't been with a man for a long time. By the way,
that's good for you. That's good for you.
Well, I would argue that streak has continued to continue.
Yeah,
even with me.
Yeah,
you're carrying the torch for the rest of us.
Yeah,
so it's a big responsibility.
So we're at in Puerto Rico.
So this was a date. She wanted to date you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, we've hung out a few times, more than a few times over the last few weeks,
but romantically.
Yeah, romantically.
Okay.
And she was, it's important that my girlfriend, my partner, also, likes you, is open to it. She has to kind of approve, so to speak. And so I met her, and a couple of things happened, which I think are pretty fascinating. One was that her girlfriend wanted to also,
date you,
participate with me. Yeah, but I demurred.
Yeah.
She isn't my lovely. But her girlfriend is like a bartender and private chef.
Okay.
And like a surfer and like blah 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 blah. And so we're at our house in Rincon, and we have steaks and whatever else. And so this is the second part. And her girlfriend goes, "I would love to make the steaks for you." I'm like, "Oh, this is kind of amazing."
Sure.
So, I don't want to cook. I don't want to cook. I have no interest in that stuff.
And is the three of you at your house?
3 of us, yeah, correct.
Okay.
And it was like during the work week. So I was sort of working. I'm like, yeah, please. I mean, you're a chef.
Yeah.
I would love to have you,
of course,
whatever, the steak, whatever else.
Yeah.
And I go, but I will say, what's also fascinating about this is I've never had a woman use a grill before on a steak for me ever. Have you guys ever had a woman grill a steak for you?
Yes.
I don't know.
David, where was that?
My wife grills all the time.
There you go.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We are equal grilling.
Yeah, the grill.
Well, I would look. I'm not about pigeon toeing somebody in anything, but
pigeonhole.
The vast majority.
You don't want to pigeon toe anybody. You don't want to pigeonhole.
No, that's painful.
Yeah, pigeon toeing is ridiculous.
Potato. The point is,
Yeah.
I was like, I made a point of saying, it's true. I've never had a woman like grill me a steak before.
Okay.
And so, but I'm like, I'm sure she's going to make me, I can't wait, right? Et cetera, et cetera.
It was bad.
Fast forward 4 hours later, they're seasoning, but
4 hours,
whatever they're doing.
It took her that long.
I'm like, they were doing all types of things to the steak.
Like what?
What?
Seasoning it. I don't know what they
Were
do.
they pigeon toeing the steak? Did they pigeon toe it?
Yeah. So the steak comes out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sitting down, and it's the three of us, and my girl.
Yeah.
Or I should say our girl.
Yeah.
Let's just call. I'll call her. Well, let's call her Kat.
Fine.
So my girl is like a little bit nervous in the entire day because this is our first time meeting her partner.
Yeah.
And so sits down, steak comes. I'm hungry, right? Whatever.
Is this girl age appropriate, by the way? Let me just ask that.
What was
that?
Yeah,
I think she passes the.
She's plus or minus 7 years.
Half my age, plus or minus 7 years.
No, not half. Plus or minus 7 years to your age.
No. It's your age divided by 2 plus 7.
Oh, get the hell out of here!
It is.
Is that what she is?
I think there's a dividing there.
Wait,
yes, I don't know. So,
no, she doesn't quite make that, but she's not far away from it. So anyway, again, potato.
Yeah, keep going.
Right?
Yes.
And so the steak comes, smells incredible. Sit down, gets there. It is totally burnt.
Oh.
Overcooked.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Oof.
What would you do?
She pigeon-toed the hell out of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you do? It's like charred?
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't say like, "Ooh, sorry, I overcooked it a little bit."
Nothing.
I'm going to eat it because I'm going to see if maybe it's just the char on the outside and maybe that's some sort of and it was chewy.
Cooked through.
It was cooked through.
It was bad.
How is she a personal chef?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Oh, that's another question. David, what would you have done?
Well, did she sabotage it? Maybe she sabotaged it.
Oh, maybe she sabotaged it. Yeah.
So, David, what would you have done?
Listen, this whole situation here is nothing but trouble for me. I can't.
It's tricky.
Well, I would eat it. I would eat the steak. I'll just say I'll eat the steak. Yes, I would be polite and eat the steak. Yeah. I keep waiting for you to tell me at what point did you wake up from this dream you had?
Yeah,
so two women approach you and decide to make you a steak.
Yeah. It does sound like a dream, doesn't it?
So what I did is I said,
you weren't going to eat it. I know you're not going to eat it. You're not that guy.
I said, thank you so much. The last 4 hours watching you prep this, it's been amazing how much
4
time
hours?
you put into
You're not
this.
Exaggerating. 4 hours
prepping. I go, and the journey is so much of these things, and this is going to be something that we're all going to remember for the rest of our lives because it's so funny.
Yeah.
But and again, it's amazing. I'm sorry, but I can't eat this steak. It's a little burnt.
Oh, that's rude.
And she's like, I'm sorry. I know. I didn't know how to use the grill. My first time using this grill.
Oh, that's such a cop out.
She could have seared it on a pan, but I kind of pushed her into the grill a little bit. It's like, that's what I was,
let me ask you this.
Yep.
When she was cooking it on the grill, was she watching it or did she leave it on the grill and come talk to you guys?
No, completely on top of it.
Oh, that's worse. Because you could be forgetful.
I think I will say this, like our friend that we have in common, Phil.
Yeah.
By the way, by coincidence, that grill is called Phil's grill.
Yes, I know.
Built it.
We're aware.
Right?
Yeah, he built it.
He claims, and I tend to believe him.
Yeah.
The optimal way to cook a steak is on a pan or in an oven.
Okay.
It's not on a grill.
It doesn't matter.
Well, my point is, with that 100%.
I've grilled a ton of steaks in my day.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah. Well, look, I agree. I think Phil's an idiot. So I will agree with you.
It's really not.
I'm kidding. I love Phil.
Phil's a good guy.
But the point is, I get back to the story.
Yeah.
Look, and thank you so much. I'm like, I want to. Will never forget this.
Was she eating it? Was she eating it?
Yes, they ate it.
They both ate the steak in its entirety.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So they admitted that too. Then just
they completely admitted. She goes, "I'm so sorry. I think I'm no," and they were so apologetic. And I go, "This is a great." But if you cooked a great steak, I forget about this weeks from now. Now we're gonna forever have this bond.
Wow, your spin is amazing.
My nickname for you, for now on, is well done.
Oh God! You're
working these stories backwards. That's not a real story.
Get the hell out of here!
My hand to God.
Come on.
My hand to God.
First of
As a
all,
matter of fact,
she's a personal chef. She doesn't want a nickname of well
done. As a matter
done.
of fact, they were both over my place 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We had a tattoo artist come, and I also got a new tattoo, which I'm so happy about.
Does it say well done? Is it well done?
Voltron.
Did she get well done tattooed as a tramp stamp?
That's funny.
Almost done.
What did you get? Ultron?
Voltron.
You did?
Federal
Where?
Universe.
The word or the picture of Voltron?
The image.
The image of Voltron. He's showing us. He's taking. This is going to be on YouTube, Omar. It's going to be on YouTube. People are going to see this. Are you comfortable with that? Yeah, that's Voltron.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got Voltron on his forearm. Okay.
Looks like Voltron made out of dominoes.
Yeah, that's going to be that'll be one of those regretting.
Look at the detail. Isn't it beautiful?
It is. It's there. It's all.
Does anyone know? So this our audience knows. Voltron is the defender of the universe.
We know who Voltron is.
And he's made up of 5 space cats.
Yes.
So each quite formidable, but they can be defeated by space aliens.
Unless they're put together.
But
Voltron only exists when all 5 space cats.
That's right.
It's not that deep, Omar. It's not that deep.
Of course it's deep. Voltron doesn't
cartoon. It's a cartoon.
I am Voltron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where did you put the Porky Pig? Did you put that on the other arm? Where did the Porky Pig go?
Well, now finish the story. Then what
Is
happened?
that the end of the story? We got to get the tapes.
Done, and then what happened?
Yeah, no. The end of the story is I stuck the landing.
So how did it go with the?
You stuck the
does
landing?
This girl still want to date you?
Yeah. I mean, we spent the day together.
So she said that went great.
I gotta tell you, it's really something else because, I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail here, but I will say that when her girlfriend was having her tattoo, we went on a walk together, something like metaphorically similar to that.
Okay.
I don't understand.
I don't understand that at all, but let's
she said to her girlfriend, I want to spend some time with Omar.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. And she was cool with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the chef went home eventually? Or
yes.
Yeah.
You got yourself into a very interesting situation here. I'm very curious to see how this develops, and I'm hoping there's another chapter to this as for the podcast, because this is a train that is running out of tracks, and it's going to be magical.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Okay.
I think if you're open, look, I'm about as emotionally unavailable as it gets.
Listen, I watch Sister Wives. It doesn't work.
Remember
what?
Remember when Seinfeld episode where Jerry's like, I'm half a man, and George was like the platonic boyfriend, the girlfriend was so much work.
Yeah,
I'm not a dateable person.
Right.
I'm too self-absorbed.
You are. That's
I'm
right.
Not emotionally available.
That's right.
This might be the perfect situation.
It might be.
Yeah,
it actually might be, because they can
it's
actually
kind of perfect for me.
They can go to somebody else for the good stuff.
Committed to somebody else, and they can cook. Hopefully, eventually.
All right.
Yeah,
you got yourself.
Bingo.
Right. Good for you. I'm happy for you as long as you're happy.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. It's nice to actually.
That was convincing.
Listen, I was abstinent. I was an incel for.
Yeah, we know. We're very much aware of that. Yeah.
Well, you went from 0 to 60 fast there, buddy.
I think 0 to 100.
Look, there's a lot of high quality product here, guys. I just haven't been on the market.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
Fair enough. Well,
so Dave,
after that, I don't really feel like I want to go through my topic after that one. Give me that list. What's that list say?
Well, take us home in the few short minutes we have left.
I'll do it quick. I just want your opinion on something.
Okay.
Yep.
It's so less. Although Josh, you did trash TV, so I guess I'm maybe somewhere in the middle here.
Of course.
So one thing I wanted to do, I've always wanted to do, is that there are. I don't know. Are you guys readers? Do you guys, Omar? You read books, right?
I've been doing a lot of audiobooks the last 4 or 5 years.
Remember, he reads a lot of books on tape.
Yes,
the books on tape.
I'm a reader, but not a reader for pleasure too much.
But that's a good question. That's part of the question.
Okay.
Is some people question whether listening to a book on an audio form is not the same as reading it on the page. I don't know if you guys have a strong opinion of that.
I think it depends on the person, how you absorb information.
Yeah,
I think that's probably fair.
I think it's a different experience. Let's put it that way. Whereas if you read it yourself, it's at your pace, and your imagination, I'm sure, of what's happening on the page is different than when Morgan Freeman's reading it to you.
No, it's 1,000% different.
Yeah.
Because when you're listening to a book, you could be doing other things.
Yeah,
Often are.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, But here's the thing. This is my question, which I'll get into what I've did.
Please.
But I want to stop on this point.
Yep.
Is that when you read a book, when you physically read a book, you're like, that's sort of seen as the superior way of doing it. If you listen to the audiobook, that's maybe secondhand or second level of reading. But at the end of the day, after a week passes, what do you remember? Do you remember the story more when you've read it versus audio? Do you what's the point of reading a book? Is it like, here's what happened, here's the moral of the story, and
it depends what you're reading
from now? Well, any book, not
any book. Not any book.
I think you're more immersed in it by definition, because when you're reading, you can't really be doing anything else.
Correct.
But are you reading it because you need to read every word? The point of reading a book is to get, some information that really could be boiled down to a small.
It depends on the book. If you're reading a novel, a fiction for pure entertainment, that's so different than if you're reading like an autobiography.
No, Josh, David's talking about something else, and Josh has a bit of a relatively speaking, a more Neanderthal-esque brain.
Right.
So David, what David is talking about, David, please tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Is when you theoretically read a book that maybe has a scene that's set in I don't know, in the middle of the woods with during a thunderstorm, and there's variety of things going on.
Yeah.
You rather than the author taking maybe a few paragraphs to describe what's going on in the forest,
somebody's
thunderstorm, you rather see it. Why can't they say that in 2 sentences and then go to the next?
Exactly.
Okay.
Like you could just this is a book, but like in Star Wars, you could say it's a story about a boy who met an old man. There was the Force. You could tell the story kind of quickly.
That's not the point.
That's what you remember,
but
right?
That's not. You. I think everyone remembers different stuff.
Well, that may be, but when you read a book,
that's what speed readers do, by the way.
Yeah, I think
that's correct.
You're trying to boil it down. You're trying to. Is that right?
Well, I wonder what's important. Like if you read a book that's
depends
500 pages, the information that your brain retains is maybe 10 to 20% over time.
100%. You're right. Yes, that's got to be true.
All right. So now I've wanted to read books.
I retain 1.3% of this podcast.
That may be. It may.
That's generous.
It may vary for you.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to read some of the classics, like some of the ones that are really hard.
Sure.
Like Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Brothers Karamazov.
Okay.
Frankenstein. Classics.
Yeah.
Right.
Freckle juice. I got it.
Not yes. So what I did, I started this in October. You can get a lot of these books online.
Yep.
Called the Gutenberg Project. All of them are, they're public domain. You can get them. I will take a chapter, 2 or 3 chapters. I cut and paste it into ChatGPT.
I knew where this was going.
And I summarize it.
I knew where this was going.
Oh my God.
Since then, I've read Frankenstein, Brothers Karamazov. I'm almost done with Moby Dick. I'm going to tell you, Moby Dick is unreadable. Nobody in their right mind with today's attention span and understanding of regular English would read Moby Dick. I feel I have read Moby Dick. I go chapter by chapter,
Dave,
but it's read in a style that I can understand. And
this is Cliff Notes. This is modern day Cliff Notes.
It's not Cliff Notes, though.
It is Cliff Notes.
I understand the story, I understand the themes, I understand everything, because a year from now, I probably remember more from this book than I would have if I'd have read it. Because understand.
I don't think that's the point of it. I think the point of reading Moby Dick.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Who is the character of Ahab? Who's Ahab?
What do you mean, who's the character?
Okay, wait.
It's Ahab.
Wait, who's Ishmael?
That's the main character. That's the narrator.
Yeah.
Who is Queequeg?
That's his best friend, who is either he's American Indian, but he's a harpooner, and they sleep in the same bed for a while, but they're not homosexual.
He's retained a lot of it. But you're taking.
There are chapters that talk about the differences between a right whale's head and a sperm whale's head. That is the entire chapter.
It's like James Michener. James Michener describes the scenery for 85 pages before anything happens.
David Foster Wallace.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Thomas
Judy
Pink
Bloom. Yeah.
Judy
Bloom. All the classics.
Anyway, so I'm going to keep going. I bought Great Expectations.
Okay. Here's what may I?
Yep.
May I?
Do you think I'm cheating?
I think what you're doing is you're trying to read big quotes, big bunny ears, read all the classics.
I agree.
As like a check mark. I
Bingo,
read
yeah.
the classics.
It's actually quite sad.
Which is not the purpose of reading the classics. The
No,
purpose of
it's
reading
not.
the classics is to just get into them and
Yep.
just dive into that
David
world.
wants to be able to be
You-
like
yes.
talk about it at cocktail parties.
You want to impress people at cocktail parties. That's
And by the way, it's very interesting, Josh.
You nailed it.
He
You
said
nailed it.
a few minutes ago,
Yeah.
I read
He did.
these 3 books.
And he
He
didn't.
didn't read those 3 books.
You didn't.
I did. I read it in the way that I could understand it. Listen, Mr. Heisenberg principal, I'm not trying to impress anybody.
I think you are.
I want to know what the book is about. Like, if Moby Dick, I understand it's about a guy chasing a white whale, but I know nothing else
don't
about
ruin it. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. I haven't read it yet. I haven't read it yet.
Sorry. I'll let you find out the difference between a sperm and a right whale's head. But I feel like I'm checking off the classics because I feel like I'm kind of processing that 10 or 20% that sticks with you forever.
I think
that's getting in there.
You have a checklist. You have a checklist in life. I want to read the classics. And this is how you're getting through them.
Yeah, I
because
guess
it's
that's
the most tolerable way for you. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay,
but
thank you. That's the answer.
It's clearly not the way they're supposed to be absorbed.
Well, I understand.
If you tell Melville that you're reading his stuff through ChatGPT, what's the point of writing what he writes on the page?
I'm sure he would turn in his grave, but I'm telling Melville, I would say, sorry, I'm not getting past chapter 5 because this is. But don't you want to?
The whole purpose of picking up Moby Dick is to enjoy the book, not to understand it, not to know what it's about. It's to enjoy it. That's what reading's for: enjoyment and knowledge, nothing else.
I don't know. I think there's an amount of knowledge is different. Like, I'm getting the knowledge of the book,
okay,
and the point of the story, and like Frankenstein. I read. I thought the comparison between Frankenstein and artificial intelligence was really timely. Like, it's a really interesting comparison. Like, I would not have those thoughts.
But you're losing the immersive part of it, David. You understand?
This is what I hear. I think you have an imaginary teacher or professor.
Yeah.
That wants you to read these books, and you're like, I can't read them this way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read them this way.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker, Dave. I don't know if anyone told you. You don't have to read these books if you don't want to. So
I don't know why.
If it's not enjoyable, why put yourself through it?
But are you? But hold on, wait a second. So I recently have just finished listening to an audiobook. It's called Red Rising.
Okay.
And it's actually immersive audio. You guys know what that is? Immersive audio?
I do not.
What they do,
like
sound
a movie
effects.
set. They actually have like background music, different characters.
Okay. So it's more than just someone reading.
Yeah. It's Audible does like a Audible, which is one of the book things.
Yep.
And it was I don't know, 18 hours of listening.
Yeah.
Right. And my point is, I was like, what? This is a lot of listening. I wish I'd listened to one of the classics. Right. It's a time commitment. Right. But I wouldn't want to rush through the classics. David,
have you read Moby Dick before?
See what you're saying? Listen to what you're saying. You can't get through the book. It's too detailed. It's stuff that you think is extra, and that might be true, and that very well probably is true. But all that means is just don't read the book. You shouldn't be reading this book.
Yeah, I guess I want that information in my brain. I want to know. I want to be able to understand.
David?
What?
Do you feel enriched?
I do.
Okay, that's honestly, that's all that matters.
That's half the battle.
Gosh,
is how you feel.
Well, yeah. I mean, the themes that's going on in Brothers Karamazov is really interesting stuff.
Like,
okay.
I love that book.
Okay.
I'm actually, it's.
So it's.
But also, I will say, David, that to me that hits a little close to home because I think the language that Dostoevsky uses, whether it's Alyosha, whether it's Fyodor Abramovich, like,
are you reading that off a screen?
No, that's my favorite book of all time.
Oh wow! Okay.
Is just so magnificent, and all the different parallels he draws between being a sinner and being like a saint, and like the whole brother thing, and it's just it's unbelievable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think Moby Dick. I don't know. I've never read it, but Brothers Karamazov is wow.
Yeah. So look, my whole thing is if you pick up the book and try to read it and you can't, I don't think you should read it.
Actually, can we give him a test, David? Of least one of these books you've read, and maybe it is Brothers Karamazov. Maybe you should actually read it.
He tried. He tried to read Moby Dick.
Wait a second, if I may.
Yeah.
David, read the book. post facto, one of the 4 or 5, whatever these series that you've listened to through ChatGPT or whatever, and say which one you enjoyed, if there was a difference. Maybe there isn't.
Well, I will have said there will be chapters where I've done that. I'll read a chapter in both cases. And I feel like on the one I've because the language isn't super clear, I sort of like see a shadow.
Just so their audience knows, English is David's 4th language. Yeah, that's Swahili.
It's tough to read.
Yeah,
Russian authors are tough.
Portuguese.
But there's quite a few times where I went through the AI version. I was like,
Big Latin. Number 3.
I'm proficient in Big Latin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But anyway, I feel like I'm getting more out of the books.
Listen, if this is fulfilling something for you, then keep going.
It is. Yeah.
Then keep going.
So I didn't need your justification for it.
I understand.
I was curious your opinion.
I get it. What I'm telling you though is, it seems like you're checking boxes, and if you are, then look, I've never read Moby Dick. I have no desire to read Moby Dick.
Joshua, I think
gonna read Moby Dick.
If I had to say the 50 people I know, which obviously you're in that, I would think you're probably one of the least well-read.
I'm very well read, but not of the classics. If that makes sense.
That's what he means when he says well read.
Oh, is that what he meant? Oh, I'm not sure.
You'd have to read to know.
Wait, Josh, what is the last book that you read?
I telling Dave, I just read Bill Maher's book.
Yeah, I read that book.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's good.
That's the type of entertainment I want. I want that.
Well, that's right. Sometimes I think you're right about something. There's a checking off the box.
But I read a lot of those books in school. For school, I read a lot of those books for school.
Yeah,
I have no interest in reading.
Josh, were you a good student, Josh?
I was a very good student.
Really, front row?
No, not front row, but I was a good student. Yeah, surprise you?
Yeah.
Although I will say this real quick, and then I know we have to wrap this up. But I did have to read. I took I can't remember what class it was in college. It was freshman year, and it was too many books. It was so many books, and one of them was All Quiet on the Western Front. And I started to read. I'm like, I just can't do it with all these other things I have to get through. And so I rented the movie, and then I answered a question in class that did not happen in the book, happened in the movie. And the professor called me out in front of everyone. It was horribly embarrassing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Apparently, there's different endings in All Quiet on the Western Front, the movie, versus All Quiet on the Western Front.
It happens. It happens. All right. Well, that's our topics for 82. We went on a wild ride.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Variety of topics that we had there. If you'd like to talk to us, please email us at friends@fts.media. friendstalkingshop.weeby.com is our internet or our website address.
Yep.
Internet. And check us out on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Friends Talking Shop. Until next time, bye everyone.
See ya.
Smile later.